Welcome back to the Journeyman Cave, everybody, for a special bonus episode. We've gone back to the away corner, Mr. Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it, mate? But,
I think it were April last time we did one of these.
Yeah, it's like you said, mate, over the summer it's been a busy period for us both. But obviously, thank you to Josh Wale and Outlaw Promotions for inviting us. It was a great show, some good fights on. And obviously, you let yourself in to do a few interviews with a few fighters who we'll have a little listen to in a while, which were, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me as well. It was at the Metrodome in Barnsley, so not far for us to go, which is always nice.
No, and I would recommend it as well. Anyone around the area, get behind Josh. He's trying to do a lot for the town in boxing, and, Callum Simpson's amazing, but there is other talent out there as well, and it's vital that we all get behind his own. So get behind Josh and everyone else from Barnsley and local area guys. Go for it.
Yeah, well said. So yeah, as you say, I set up just in the corridor just outside the away changing room, and now one at a time picking people off, grabbing them for 2 minutes. And the first person I spoke to was someone we saw at the last show, Harley Marginson, who was there on paramedic duties.
Yeah, he has, like you said, been going through a bit of a tough time as Harley since we last saw him. So he never told me we were there, actually, so it was great to see him. And when I did see him, I thought, we've got to grab him for a quick interview, haven't we?
Yeah, so the first little interview then that you'll hear is me with Harley Marginson. Right, so I'm here with Harley Marginson, and if anybody did listen to the last time we did one of these, I spoke to Harley, but you're not here in a fighting capacity tonight, are you? What are you doing?
No, I'm actually one of the paramedics covering the medical for the event.
Brilliant. How long have you been doing that?
Qualified as a paramedic in May, but I've been an EMT working medical stuff for 5 years now.
Brilliant. Wow. We last saw you in April, so you've obviously passed since then.
Yeah.
How's the fighting career going since we last spoke?
So not long after I fought and saw you guys, I had an injury at work. I got dragged down the stairs.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So I've had, I think, one fight since.
Right.
And since then, my back's been knackered. And I've only recently this week started training again.
Oh, bloody hell. It's a long process, I guess, a back injury.
Yeah, like 6 months off without being able to train. I've put 11 kilos on.
Jesus.
So it's... Yeah, getting there, slowly.
Is this keeping you busy, though?
Yeah, so this side of it's keeping me busy. I get to still see a few faces that I know from the boxing scene.
Yeah.
It's kind of kept my hand in a little bit. It's weird seeing it from a different side, and it's quite nice to watch other people get punched for a change.
But it is.
Whereas I get to sit there and get paid and not get punched.
Yeah. I don't know if I should bring this up, but Mark's told me something about a bike being thieved.
Yeah, so about 4 weeks before I had the back injury, my house got broken into, stole a motorbike, and the insurance wouldn't cover me, so I've had a load of debt from that, which has completely ruined me.
Wow.
Then I've had the injury, and then my licence is due up in February, and I just everything's been all over the place.
Jesus.
Hence I'm doing more of these boxing events, trying to just get myself breaking even again.
Wow. I mean, what
what it's like, there's not really a lot of money in boxing.
No.
So it's just scraping to...
That's it, but if you're not earning at all from fighting, then, well, you just want this year to see the back of this year, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. It's been one of those years full of ups and downs, but there's still been good things happening this year. It's just that those two main things have been a bit naff.
Yeah, a bit of a blow. So, well, I mean, I also believe then you are looking for sponsorship when it comes to your fighting career. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So, like I said, my licence is due up in February. We all know season ends sort of right at the beginning of December near enough, and there's not really any fights until, March, April time?
Yeah, normally.
My licence comes up on the 12th of Feb. I'm probably not going to be fit enough or well enough with my back to fight until New Year. So there's just no funds there for getting the licence and stuff again, and everything's up in the air, and I'm kind of scraping. So if there is any help available and anybody wants to help put somebody out on the road and get the face bashed in a little bit, then I'm more than grateful for it. But at the same time, if not, I'll keep plodding on doing what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and,
I hope
find
so.
a way. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope so, mate. Yeah, if anybody can help, get in touch with us, and we'll put you through to Harley. But yeah, thank you for your time, mate, and all the best, and Merry Christmas.
You too.
Yeah, so thank you to Harley for that one. So the first person I collared who were fighting, and they were fighting first, is Ryan Labourn. I remember him being mentioned in previous episodes, I think.
Yeah.
You'll know more than me.
Yeah, he's. I think you'll see in this little chat that you've done with him, it's a little taste for when we get the real interviewing, because he is coming on the show.
I definitely want him on for a full-length episode.
And I've heard he's a good talker, mate.
It was spot on. I chatted with him a little bit, actually. And really, really sound kid. And as we say, he was on first, so I didn't want to interrupt him getting ready and what have you, but as we just managed to get him before he had to go in ring.
Brilliant, mate.
So, yeah, let's go and have a chat with Ryan Labourn. Right, I'm here with Ryan Labourn, who's fighting tonight at the Metrodome, and looks like you're fighting, I think it's only the second fight, Brandon Pickup. Yeah. How do you approach this sort of fight then? I mean, you're not obviously not know much about him, I wouldn't have thought.
I've seen his first fight up at AO, and he's long, he's good on his feet and stuff. I just have to neutralise him coming forward, stay on him when he's going back. So also keep the hands up. He's got a long jab, he hangs out there. I won't be falling for any tricks. No.
Have you got some more fights lined up after this one for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want to going wrong then.
Yeah.
So this is fight number, if I get this right, 23?
Yeah.
Look at that,
it's
not
madness.
bad.
It's
yeah.
long, man.
It's any ambitions as you are now? Are you just taking it a fight at a time, seeing how you get along?
Fight at a time. I'm in it for because I love boxing, and obviously the money's great. So
yeah,
I love getting out. I love having the motivation to stay in gym. Thinking there's a fight coming up, right, I need to get in gym now. Otherwise, I'll be just sat around fucking eating biscuits.
Yeah, and you probably get size of me. So, in your 23 fights, any opponents in particular that you've found really tough?
The first one that I lost by stoppage, Devon Miller. He was a tough guy. He just lost. But Devon Miller, just really big guys, Moses Jolly. There's a lot of tough guys, yeah.
I'm sure there is. And I like to ask people this one, just a bit of fun. Favourite boxer of all time, if you've got one, and why?
Loved Ricky Ant a bits.
Yeah.
I've met him as well.
Oh, wow.
Fucking awesome guy. Obviously Tyson, your Harley. I love the young George Foreman, I love Tony Liston. Fucking hell, I could go on. I don't think the boxing community these days remember them guys.
Probably not. I mean, it's an age thing, isn't it?
It's all Deontay Wilder's the hardest heavyweight puncher of all time. Like shit. Yeah. It's all bollocks. Once you look back at yesteryear with all the classic fights and all the best boxers, mainly in heavyweight division, there's no comparison. There's no heavyweight today or in the past 10-15 years even come close to them guys back then.
Yeah.
Fucking Marciano, another one of my favourites.
Yeah.
He used to do his long, boring runs in rigger boots, just shitty, boring, sort of repetitive sort of training, and that's what won him the 15 rounds, That's what got him that 15 rounds in, and with that power as well.
Brilliant.
Fucking unbelievable.
I can tell then, so this is a sport you've followed since you were young.
Yeah.
Yeah? All your life?
All my life. Yeah.
Wow.
Since I was about 7 or 8 or something.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I remember Howard Eastman with Bernard Hopkins.
Oh yeah.
That fight, watching that. I didn't watch it live, obviously. I just remember all the old films, and I watched them. I watched the majority of them. I loved it.
Wow.
So I can't be asked with the fights these days.
Well, you didn't watch Jake Paul and Iron Mike last week?
I was just about to mention that. I knew I shouldn't have woke up for it. I knew it. My brother wanted to watch it, his first Tyson fight live. I said, right, we'll get up, even though I know. But it was just a shit show.
It was, sadly.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, it's lovely to meet you, and hopefully see you again soon. And if not at one of these shows, you'll have to come on and do a proper interview.
Yeah, I've already said, I'll do that.
Nice one. Thank you, mate.
I know, I keep telling you.
Shut up, mate. You've got another job to do.
I will do, I promise you.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheers for that, Ryan. The next person I saw was Jordan Harding. He's only, 3 fights into his career?
Yeah, on Saturday night when we just went in, that was his third fight. I was speaking to his manager and coach, Liam Conroy, and I think they're going to be on the road and busy for a long time to come. I was in the corner, actually. That was my first fight I was in the corner for, actually. And, he's a tough kid. And I think he'll go far. I don't think he'll get stopped many times. And he knows his way around. And, I was just watching little things to see, and he's got everything he needs to be on the road. And I think Liam's got some big plan for him going forward. And I think he'll be out 2 or 3 times a month on a regular basis at New Year. I think he'll be one to watch out for, really.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on Jordan. So I'm guessing then he lost on points?
He did. He lost on points, but, come out with no scrapes, and that's what it's all about in the away corner, innit?
Yeah.
And if you go home happy and there's no injuries, that's all we want everyone to be like at the end of the day. So, yeah, a successful night for Jordan, and I'll look forward to following his career next year.
Yeah, me as well. So, yeah, next up, Jordan Harding. Now, Jordan Harding joins me tonight. A bit of a last-minute thing, wasn't it, Jordan?
Yeah, we got a message Thursday if we wanted to fight tonight.
Right, and this is, if I'm not mistaken, fight number 3.
Yeah, not fight number 3.
Do you know much about who you're fighting tonight?
No, not much about him. Just he's had won it on points. That's about it.
Right. Oh well. So just get this job done and get on to the next one.
Yeah,
Have you got some more lined up for the rest of the year?
Got another one next Saturday as well.
Right. Well, so you need to get through this one.
Yeah,
then.
I need to get through this one. Yeah.
So we'll not talk about your career because obviously it's just fledgling at the minute. But I have been asking people who their favourite boxer of all time is. Have you got anybody in mind, and why?
I wouldn't say I've got a favourite boxer. I just like watching boxing. So any sort of boxing.
You're just a fan
fight.
of the sport.
Yeah, just a fan of the sport. There's no one I can pick point and be like, yeah, I like them the most. Just like watching the sport.
Have you always been into boxing?
Yeah, I feel like I've always been into it, and I've been wanted when I was younger to get into it a bit more, but just never did until I turned 18, and then I thought I might as well now.
Have you done amateurs?
Yeah, I had 14 amateurs.
Right, how did that go?
Yeah, even to half and half.
That's not so bad
and then thought I'm not going to win anything major in amateurs because I feel like my style suits the pros. So I said to my coach, should we go pro? And to be fair, I couldn't be asked to sell tickets.
No, me neither. Not that I'd ever gain a ring. So the other thing I'm going to ask you, any long-term ambitions, or is it just something you're just going to take it a fight at a time for
just
now?
Take it a fight at a time. I want to see how far I can get, see what happens, but yeah, not fast. Don't want to put too much pressure on myself.
No.
Just see what happens and see what comes forwards.
Well, hopefully we'll see you at more of these.
Yeah, definitely.
And eventually a bit further down the line, we'll get him on show, Mark.
Oh, to get him on, mate, definitely.
Yeah, sounds good.
Come down, I'm happy to have you, mate.
Definitely, mate. Thank you.
That's all right.
Cheers. Yeah, thank you, Jordan. So next person I collared was someone who we've met before at the Metrodome. Well, I met him at the Metrodome anyway. Richard Helm.
What a boy.
Yeah, I think he was on his 44th. As you'll notice on these clips, I'm really proud of myself because I know how many, what number fight it is they've all had, and I got every single one right. Check me out. So, Richard, really, really top boy.
He's one of the best to watch on the road. He's very, very underestimated, is Richard. It were a pleasure to be in his corner, an honour to be quite honest. And it were a bit of extra pressure on him, I think, because he was a hometown debutant who brought a few followers, but
yes, he was.
Only lost by a point, so read into that what you want. You know what I mean? 38, 39, I think it was. So
wow.
On another day, I could have maybe got a draw out on it, but as we said in the last one with Jordan, he come out unscathed and he'll be back and soon up to the 50, won't he, I think, mate? So, it was a pleasure to meet him. And hopefully another one who's coming on very soon on the show as well.
Yeah, I'd like to get Richard on. He said he fought a lad who a mate of mine knows, Harry, Harry Walker. And he said he was going down. I didn't manage to see him. Sorry about that, Harry. But I've not heard from him. I need to text him and see what he made of it.
Yeah, I'd like to see. I mean, the fight, all the fights are on YouTube. On I think it's on Outlaw Promotions, so you can watch all them fights there if you want to. Like you said, he were a game fighter, was the lad. I can't remember his name, to be quite honest. I don't really follow home corner, do I? Should really.
Cleary, I think.
Yeah. Well, he did his job.
Yeah.
And maybe he just nicked it. So good luck to him going forward. He's from Barnsley, and we'll be showing him support as well, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so let's go and talk to Richard Helm. Yeah, right. So now I've got Richard Helm with me. Thanks for joining me, Rich.
Yeah, no problem.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Number 44 tonight, is it?
That's right. Yeah, number 44.
And you're fighting a debutant, John Cleary, who was actually a friend of a friend. It turns out he's from Barnsley. I don't know him personally though. Do you approach these debut fighters any differently to anybody else?
No, not really, mate. Well, we don't really like fighting the debut because we don't know much about them.
Yeah.
So I prefer to, if they've had a few fights on the record, so we can have a quick look at them, see what they're about and that. But yeah, I'm just going to get in there. You know, this is my second of 4 in a row, so I'll probably have an easy night tonight, and I'll take it easy on back foot probably. Let the lad get the rounds in on his debut and that, and yeah, just get through it.
And move on to the next one.
Move on to the next week.
So you've done 40 out of these 43 that you've had so far. Any particularly tough opponents that you've faced?
I've got an handful of tough opponents. They put me on the spot now. I can't really think of the top of my head.
It's all right.
44.
Cut all this out.
Yeah, no it is. Yeah. Toughest opponent. I've got an handful of lads where I've not even won a round against, so
right.
I'll probably say them are the toughest opponents. About 7 or 8.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll put all them in that bracket.
Lump them all in.
Yeah, I've lumped them all in. Yeah.
How about then a favourite boxer of all time?
Favourite boxer of all time? Favourite boxer of all time is Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
defensive genius. My second favourite is Golovkin.
Yeah. Right,
which is quite a different
opposite,
mix.
yeah.
Well, practically the opposite of what Floyd is. Yeah, but I like them both for different reasons. Obviously, Golovkin was a pressure fighter, come forward. He was a pressure counter puncher as well at times, and great jab, solid chin. And obviously Floyd, defensive genius, clip you here and there, and you just couldn't land anything on him back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll not keep you any longer. You've got to get ready, but all the best for tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that, Rich. So next up is Dylan Courtney. How much do you know about Dylan?
He's doing okay, he's Dylan. You know what I mean? Again, very underestimated. And causes a lot of people in the higher weights a lot of problems, including on Saturday night. I know there were a body shot in there that were a bit, 50-50. Might have been low, might not have been. Didn't really see it, so I can't comment. But another 38-39, I think, which says a lot.
Yeah.
Very, very close. And yeah, I've got to know Dylan quite well. We've been messaging quite a lot. And, I know he works really, really hard. You know what I mean? He's got a young little lad as well, I think, and he keeps putting that work in, and he'll take a fight at any notice, like a lot of them do. And as soon as you're on at Barnsley, he messages me straight away and says, I'm on, Mark, I'm coming. So it was great to see him. Again, brilliant to be in his corner. And it was great to see a Journeyman Cave t-shirt there, wasn't it?
So who were wearing that?
Yeah, it was Eddie Thompson, his trainer, who was wearing it, mate.
You can't miss it. I saw it. He walked past me and I was like, that's one of our t-shirts, that. Yeah, brilliant. So, yes, next up then, we'll have a quick chat with Dylan Courtney. I know anybody think I know what I'm doing. So, yeah, I've got now with me Dylan Courtney, who is, do you know what time you're on tonight?
About 7:30, yeah.
So not too long.
No,
I don't know, you can probably tell now the music's picked up a bit, so things are getting going very soon. What number is it tonight, fight-wise? Number 21?
Yeah, 21.
You can tell I've been doing my homework. I've got them all right so far tonight.
Have you?
And you're fighting someone who I believe is 4-0.
Yeah.
You know anything about him, or you not look at that
I know,
sort of thing?
yeah, his last fight, he boxed on Channel 5 and won in the first
Right.
round, I think, but that's not a problem. Like,
No, not at all. So what I've been asking people is, so you've done 20 fights.
Yeah.
So that's not to be sniffed at. Anybody in that 20 that you found particularly difficult, as a fighter?
Yeah, it's probably this Moroccan chap from when I boxed in Yorkshire. It was like my 9th fight. I think he broke my nose in the second round.
Oh wow!
But I lost some points. But he was, he was a standout one. I'd say, yeah, definitely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And how about then a favourite boxer of all time, if you've got one? Not,
An all-time favourite?
Yeah.
Probably Marvin Hagler, I'd say.
Really?
Yeah.
I've not had anybody say that yet.
No, yeah. Yeah.
Any particular reason why? Or?
I just like his style. You know,
Yeah.
his ferocious style. I like that. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he didn't fear anyone and that. So yeah, I'd say Marvin Hagler. Nigel Benn. I like Nigel Benn. You know,
Yeah.
That sort of style. Yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
one.
so-
Have you got many more fights lined up for the rest of this year?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, but I'm not allowed to announce this certain one yet. But
That's all right.
I have got. I think it's 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I'm busy.
Till
Yeah.
close of
And I
year.
boxed last
Brilliant.
weekend as well. So yeah.
Magic. Right, well, I'll not keep you any longer. Just a quick,
No.
short and sweet, and hopefully catch you again soon, Dylan.
Yeah. No worries. Cheers. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
Cheers for that, Dylan. So a bit of a curveball next. You weren't there, obviously, at this point. So earlier in the night, we'd seen Latif were there.
Yeah.
With Brandon Pickup.
Yeah.
So and that who fought Ryan, and he came over and said hello and what have you, and we had a chat, and then he after a bit later on, next thing I turned around, Latif's there with Brandon. He was like, "Talk to Brandon." I said, "We're away fighters." I said, "But go on, we'll have a minute." So we did. I mean, I don't know anything about Brandon. I'm assuming you won't either, really.
Well, I think I watched him in his first fight, and I watched him obviously on Saturday. So he's only young. He's trained by Jimmy first, didn't he?
Oh, Jimmy were there as well. Yes, of course.
So if I'm not mistaken, as well, like I said, I don't really do my research on the home corner, but he looks really, really tough and strong. You know what I mean? He's very well built, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a former rugby league player as well.
Right.
So yeah, so. At the end of the day, mate, if they want to go and have a chat, we're more than welcome to do it, aren't we, mate?
Yeah, he had Callum Simpson in his corner as well.
He did, yeah. He had quite a big entourage going down, didn't he?
Yeah, they were on first. So, it's quite funny, this one, actually. Listen to the end. He calls someone out.
Oh, I look forward to that, mate. I haven't heard anything about this one.
Yeah, so next up then, Brandon Pickup. Right, so just quickly we've got Brandon Pickup with us. You've just finished fighting, as it happens.
That's right.
Ryan Labourn, how'd you find that one?
Brilliant performance, I would say. I will give myself too much credit there. I'd say it's a better performance than my last bout. It felt me knocking off the cobwebs a little bit in the fourth round, but it's a win nonetheless. And we move on to the next one yet again. After same as I said after the first one.
Yeah, very good.
We move forward.
What did you make of Ryan?
He's got some good inside work. I were a little bit lazy on the inside, but that's just a little bit of lack of sparring in this camp, and a little bit of a big drop with the weight. But other than that, I felt it were fairly comfortable.
Yeah.
Good four round decision win.
Fair enough. And what's next, do we think, for yourself?
The next bout will actually be Josh's show, which is in March. They're getting me out as soon as possible, and we're going to keep busy. I ballooned up a little bit in my weight the last fight, so I'm going to keep my weight stable this fight. Look to build my engine and work on my skills with Jimmy first at Big House Boxing Club and everyone at Vote Boxing.
Yeah, very good. So I've been asking everybody who the favourite boxer is of all time. Have you got one?
Favourite boxer of all time? I've got this accumulation of fighters.
Never few.
I did like Manny Pacquiao in his prime. Manny Pacquiao, a great fighter. Obviously Muhammad Ali, of course, for what he did with the landscape of boxing, not just in boxing but outside of boxing. But I love all fighters. Fighting's my life, and I love boxing.
Yeah, perfect. Well, that's what we're here for. So
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us. Just before you go, I think Latif wants to ask you something.
Obviously, we're well impressed with your performance today. That's your second one, second pro shy.
Yep.
Right, so I think you've got a bit of an announcement to make, haven't you?
I watched an individual at the weekend named Jake Paul, and a lot of people do actually say that I look like Jake Paul. So I will give myself the credibility to say that I am the Yorkshire Jake Paul. With that being said, I would like to fight the guy, and I will knock his head clean off. So, Jake Paul, if you're listening to this, my friend, let's get it going. I haven't got as much publicity as you, I ain't got much money as you, but I am better looking, and I will steal your girls.
So there you have it. Okay, Brandon Pickup versus Jake Paul. Let's ask the viewers, if they're interested, please subscribe or put a post.
Let's go.
And speak to the Journeyman Cave.
Let's go, my man.
The Journeyman Cave exclusive. Thank you, boys. Yeah, so you heard it here first. Offering out Jake Paul. I mean, it looks a bit like Jake Paul himself, as he mentions. Does a little bit, doesn't he?
A good fight. I'll watch it.
Yeah, who knows who. Yeah, thanks for that, Brandon. So, coming to the end, last one, and someone we know fairly well, Jake Bray.
Yeah, what a guy Jake is. I mean, we've known Jake for virtually since the start we've done this show. We've known Jake, haven't we? I messaged him quite a lot, and it was brilliant to see him. And when he said he went at Barnsley, he said, I hope you're going to be there, guys. And yet again, I was in his corner, and unfortunately he got stopped, which were not nice to see, but the main thing is I've been in touch with him since, and he's all fine. So the one good thing about him being stopped is that he'll be able to enjoy Christmas with his family. And he's a tough cookie, is Jake, and we know he'll be back. And I heard this talk with him, so I'm looking forward to it, because I've heard he sneaked out a bit. You had to wait for him, didn't you?
The elusive Jake Bray. Yeah, obviously he's on my list, and he was last one. And I'm like, where the chuff is he? And somebody said, he's watching match. I seem to think Man City were playing Tottenham. I think most people will know what happened there. Sorry, Jake. But he did. I mean, he were on last, so you're having to find things to do with yourself to occupy your time. So he were watching that anyway. He came in and I grabbed him and had a quick catch up, and then we had this chat that you're about to hear. So that that was his 31st or something. I think I obviously bring it up in the chat. And lots more to come from Jake. And like you said, he was third episode. We'll have to get him on for his 103rd.
Yeah, maybe so. Actually, we'll do a double Jake. We'll do a Jake Bray for 50, and I think if it works out right, we might have a Jake Bray at 50 and a Jake Pollard at 100. That'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
That'd be good. Yeah. So this is the last one. Everybody, thanks for listening. We've obviously got more stuff coming out between now and Christmas, and we will be back very soon. I'm guessing, Mr. Shakespeare.
Yeah, we've got a few lined up, mate.
Yes, we have. So take care, mate, and see everybody soon. So we'll go and talk to Jake Bray. Jake Bray. I think the last time I saw you, mate, must have been well over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You were our third guest on the podcast. And at that time, you'd had, if I remember rightly, about 10 fights.
I believe so, yeah.
Tonight will be 31?
31 tonight,
Yes,
yeah.
that's it. I've got them all right tonight.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. You're on last tonight.
Yep, main
Bit of a
event
long
tonight.
wait, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what do you do with yourself in these situations?
Just chill out, mate. Just wait, try and get my head down or just relax or whatever. Watch some of the boxing. Not a great deal you can do. It's obviously a long waiting game, so just try to stay relaxed, not burning any energy, wasting any energy. So just relaxing.
You're fighting Paul Clues, who I think is like 9-1.
All right,
So or something like that. Do you know much about him?
No, not really. I don't really do my research.
I seem to remember you saying that.
Yeah. I get in my own head, so I just sort of keep in distance and do that.
So since we last saw you, I don't know if it were a question you were asked in the episode because it has been a while. I've been asking people who the toughest opponent is they've faced, in their career. So has anybody since we last saw you, sort of stand out?
I'm gonna say Mauro Silva.
Right.
Mauro Silva. He was relentless. He was strong, and he just didn't let off. I'd say by far he was probably the best person I fought. Yeah.
And what about then a favourite boxer of all time, if you've got one or two?
Favourite boxer maybe Ricky Hatton, but that's only because I watched him, growing up, and also he's a Man City fan as well. So
Oh, hang on a minute, Man City. Have you, better not mention about tonight's results. So.
Yeah. Oh, I know. We've just been watching it in car, so yeah.
Yes. Let's say about that better. Well, I tell you what, mate. All the best for tonight.
Yeah.
Go and get yourself, settled and ready. Yeah. And I'll hopefully see you again soon.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, mate. Cheers, Chris.
The Journeyman Cave is produced by James Proud. Music by Ryan Carrier. Special thanks to Rhythm Inc. Studios for hosting. All views expressed are of the guests only. The Journeyman Cave and host bear no responsibility for any opinions given. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter @The Journeyman Cave.